everyone, welcome to Jolly Molly TV. Today we're going to do another fun block in this adorable project called Christmas Express Train Scene by Embroidery Library. Today we're going to work on block number 4, which is this one right here, which is going to give us the main body of the Christmas train. This one's going to be fun. So let's go ahead and gather all our supplies, your fabric, and your batting. And let's head over to the machine and let's get started stitching. All right, we're at the machine. I've got a bobbin with black bobbin thread down below. I have black thread up on the top of my machine because I'm using black fabric for my blocks. I also have my hoop filled with a piece of the poly no-show mesh stabilizer. And I'm using my 8-inch hoop because I'm using the designs that are just a little bit smaller than 8 inches. So I need my 8-inch hoop. So let's go to the screen cam and let's load the design. I'm going to go to my embroidery module. I keep all of my files on a flash drive and I have them in a subfolder called Christmas Express Train Scene. All right, and now we're working on block number 4, which is going to be the train. This one is labeled ESP 83743-1. And when you pull it up, that is the train. All right, so we're good. It's just under 8-inch block. It's 35,612 stitches and about 66 minutes of just stitch time. That doesn't include the time to load the threads and do the prep work of laying the batting down and things like that. That is just stitch time. So it'll be a little bit longer than that, probably like an hour and a half to finish this block or so. Everything looks good. I'm going to click embroidery. And now I'm going to click edit because I need to add a basting stitch around the outside. Now my machine is a Baby Lock Destiny. It's identical to the Brother Dream machine. If you have something similar, you should have a button like this that has a little flower with a basting stitch around it. Click on that and you can see that it's added a outside stitch line, which is what we want, and click edit. And then you can see it up here as well. It's added that basting stitch. The basting stitch is really important because it's going to help hold the batting and the fabric down while we stitch this out. Okay, let's go back to the hoop cam. Now, if your machine doesn't have that capability, no worries. What you're going to do is take the hoop off your machine, lay your batting down, lay your fabric down on top of that, and stitch a basting stitch line around the far outside edge with your sewing machine. If you can't stitch it in the hoop, lay your batting down, lay your fabric down, put some pins in it, take it out of the hoop, run your basting stitch around the outside edge, and then rehoop it and put it back on your machine. But it's really important to have a basting stitch, again, to hold the batting and the fabric in place while the machine does the stitches. That way it'll help prevent puckering, which we don't want any puckers. All right, so we're ready to go. I've got my black thread up on top, my black bobbin again down on the bottom. Let's put the foot down and let's stitch out the basting stitch, which will act as our placement line as to where to put our batting. Here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to lay my batting down and I'm going to make sure that I cover all of that placement line. Not a problem because we cut our batting a little bit bigger. We cut them 10 inches square, which is perfect. So now I'm going to go to this screen cam and it's progressed to the very next step. I need to go back one step and that's going to allow us to stitch out that basting stitch again, which is what we want. All right, so let's go to the hoop cam and let's stitch that out, leave black thread up on top, and let's tack down this batting. Perfect. So now I want you to take the hoop gently off the machine. Take this over to the table and I want you to trim away all of the excess batting from around all 4 sides using a pair of curved scissors. And you want curved because that way it allow you to trim without poking the stabilizer. All right, so let's trim that up, and when it's done, I'll meet you right back here. Okay, we've got that trimmed up. Now let's go back to the screen cam, and we're going to go back one stitch again. I want to stitch out that basting stitch one more time, and in doing so, we're going to tack down the fabric. So here's my piece of fabric. I'm going to lay that down. There we go. And I'm going to center it the best I can. I can feel for the batting, and I can kind of feel, okay, that looks good. Feel for the batting here. That looks good. We're in place. Let's put the foot down. Using that basting stitch one more time with black thread still up on the top, let's tack down this fabric. You got this. Okay, and then I'm just going to clean off the batting dust with a piece of Scotch tape, just so that none of this will get stitched into the block. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that'll do it. Now we're ready to start stitching. Okay, so the first stitch is going to be blue ink. Now, when you look at your color change, I want to remind you to go left to right. So the first one is blue ink, second one is blue spruce, third one is royal blue, fourth is blue jay, etc. Remember, left to right is your color changes, all right? So the first one is blue ink. So I want you to take out the black thread that you've got up on top and load your blue ink thread up on the top of your machine. And we're going to get this party started here. This is going to be a really fun block to stitch out with the train. Load my needle here. Get that loop out. I've got a loop. Oops. There we go. Got your loop out so you don't cause damage to your machine. It can break a needle, break a foot, and or worse. All right, so always get your loops out before you start stitching. All right, the machine is automatically gone to the very first stitch. All we got to do is click OK, and we're ready to go. All right, so put the foot down, and this is a 2-minute stitch out. Enjoy. All right, so now we're going to switch out to our second color, which is going to be blue spruce. And that's going to work on the steam as well in the upper left corner. So you've got this. So let's put blue spruce up on top. This is color change number 2. All right, you got this. And the thread goes. And this is a 1-minute stitch out. Pretty easy. Oh, got a loop. Let's get that loop out. Okay, let's put the foot down and stitch out some steam. Okay, we've got a little bit more dust here that I want to get up. All right. Okay, so step number 3 is going to be royal blue. You got this. And royal blue is going to do some more detail on the steam. So let's switch that thread out. Where'd it go? There it is. Awesome. Okay, you've got this. This is a 1-minute stitch out. Once you've got your royal blue thread up on top, we're going to stitch out some more detail on the seam. Oh, we got loops today. Look at this. All right, let's get that loop out. Foot down and let's do it. All right, step number 4 is the lightest of the blue. We call it Blue Jay. And that's going to do some ground and some steam highlights. This is only a 2-minute stitch out. So put your Blue Jay thread up on top. You got this. We're on a roll now. Okay. Load the needle. Prepare for a loop. Nope, no loop. Ha. Okay, let's put the foot down and stitch this out. All right, step 5 is going to be Christmas green. So obviously we're going to be doing some trees now, which is awesome. So let's put Christmas green thread in the top of your machine. And this is a 4-minute stitch out because we've got some pretty hefty trees here that we're going to be doing. So once you get the emerald green thread up on top, we will stitch this out. And there we go. And we got a loop. Get that out. And here we go. Let's stitch out some trees. Okay, so we're going to finish those trees off with step number 6, which is going to be the lighter emerald green color. It'll do some accent on that first tree and then create a tree down here at the bottom. So we got some good looking trees on this block. So go ahead and load your light green thread. And this is a 3-minute stitch out. And we got a little loop. See if I can get that out. And there we go. All right, let's go. All right. So now we're on step 7. And step 7 is the train. This is color called Twister. And we're going to do all the train detail. This is going to be cool. This is a 4-minute stitch out. So load your twister thread in the top of your machine. And we are going to get this train going. No loop, we're ready to go. Enjoy. Here we go. That's going to be so cool. All right, so we're getting there. Now we're going to take that thread out and we're going to go to step number 8, which is going to be the barn red, or in my case, the true Christmas red. So that is going to be where we're going to work on the top of the train. So put your red thread of your choice up on the top of the machine. And this is a 12-minute stitch out because we're going to stitch all the tops of the train. Got a little loops, get that out. All right, you ready? Let's do this. Okay, I stopped it because I think my bobbin ran out. Basically, it was stitching, but it wasn't actually making real stitches. So I heard a little noise too, and then I was like, you know what? I bet you that's my bobbin. And it is. My sensor did not work that time. So my sensor doesn't work all the time. Even after I clean my machine, my sensor is not always going to tell me when I run out of bobbin thread, but that's okay. I never leave my machine. I usually just sit here and watch it stitch out. It's very relaxing. So I can kind of hear that little noise, and I can kind of see when it stops stitching. I can kind of eyeball when it's going to run out too. It's like I knew it was going to run out on the red. I just didn't know exactly if it was going to make it, but it got real close. So here I am. Going to go back to use the plus and minus button, and then I'm going to go back. I think it's going to be 10, 20, 30, 40. I'm going to go back 10 more. 50. Yeah, because it went for 3 or 4 rows before I caught it. So I'm going to click OK. And then let's put the foot down. Yep, that'll work. And let's get started stitching again. Here we go. Yeah, right on. Very, very cool. Get that extra thread out of there. We're good. I love the way that train is looking. Okay, so now we're on step 9. It's going to be root beer. In my case, it's like a gingerbread brown. And this is going to be for some train detail. So go ahead and put your root beer thread up in the top of your machine. And let's stitch out the train detail. This is about a 4-minute stitch out. Get your loop out. Oops. There we go. And let's do it. Oh, it's coming together. All right, so now we're on step 10, which is old gold, which I have mine, whoops, here on the back of my machine. It's my old gold thread. So go ahead and load your machine with your version of old gold thread. And we're going to stitch out more accents on the train. And make sure we don't have a loop. If we do, let's get that out. All right, this is a 3-minute in real-time stitch out. Let's do it. Okay, my needle just bent. I heard a little noise when it was doing that last piece, and I look, and now my needle is bent. So I was here, luckily, I stopped it. I put the foot up. You can definitely see that needle's bent. We are going to replace that needle. But if I had been like across the room, I may not have been able to stop it, and then it would cause damage to the bobbin casing down below. So I've got my foot up, so it's not going to start stitching on me here. So I can take this off. Now whether you can see that, but it's definitely bent. I say thank you for your service. And in my sewing trash bag it goes. All right. Like I said, this is one of the many reasons why I just hang out at my machine and enjoy the stitch out. Because if something like this happens, I'm pretty well close enough right here in the chair that I can hit that button and stop it real fast. Even if I have to go to the restroom, I will stop the machine, go take care of what I need to do, and come back, get something to drink or whatever. I turn the machine off so that I am not going to risk damaging it if I walk away and it's running. Okay? So now we're going to re-thread my old gold thread. There we go. And get that loop out. And luckily we're right where we started. It finished. So now I'm over here. I'm going to take the hoop off. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to re-thread my bobbin thread as well. So everything has a clean start. And there we go. So let's put the foot down and let's finish the stitch out. You got this. That's how you recover. There you go. Okay, make sure this is tight. Yeah, that's tight too. Okay, so everything's good. Now we're on to step 11, which is going to be the cinnamon candy red, which is going to do some highlights on the top of the train cars. All right, so this is a 5-minute in real life stitch out. Put your candy red thread up above, and we got this. We only have 2 color changes, this one and white. So you're almost done. So 5-minute stitch out, let's do it. All right, we are at the last color change, and that is your super white. And this is going to make the block come to life. If you've watched my last 3 videos in this series, you know that when we do this white thread, the block just magically comes to life. It's so fun to watch. So let's put this white thread in the top of your machine. There we go. Let's thread it. And you got a loop. Let's get that out. Okay, this is a 24-minute in real-time stitch out. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy and watch the block come to life. Here we go. Didn't that turn out amazing? Look at that. See how the white brings it to life? It's just incredible. I absolutely love this project. So what I want you to do now is take the hoop off the machine. Go ahead and take the block out of the hoop and just set it off to one side with the other blocks that you've done. We're going to finish stitching out the rest of the blocks, and then I'll show you how to finish them up and to assemble the project, okay? You'll have a couple different options in the assembly as well. So I hope you had as much fun today making this amazing block as I have. And I hope you stay tuned here on Jolly Molly TV for more fun blocks and this amazing project by Embroidery Library. This one is the Christmas Express train scene. And until I see you in the next video, take care and happy stitching. Bye-bye.